Um, Obviously, NIL is a big topic right now. We Judge Wilkin right now. Everything keeps going back and forth with the NCAA, and that's a huge question on what's going to happen with the House settlement, what'll get agreed to, or what gets thrown out, or what happens. Um, Even really just this week, you've seen some just wild, I don't know if accusation is the right word or not, but just some wild numbers being tossed around. I think Indiana's coach said that Texas and others would have $40 million rosters. Do you feel like programs are just trying to slide that in before a ruling? Do you think some of that stuff gets kind of nullified down, or do things kind of return back and that doesn't happen next year because of what may happen with the House settlement? Or what is your vibe for some of these crazy numbers that are being tossed around with football roster dollars?
Yeah, it is something that we kind of anticipated going into this year because once she passes it, working with Deloitte and the enforcement arm of the new organization, once this gets passed, it will stabilize college football. Now it'll be different. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be different because you will have the payment part of the media revenue share going to student athletes, but it will become the new normal. And a year from now, 2 years from now, it will become the normal. But right now, you're in this phase where I call it you can manipulate the cap of what you're going to have. So the cap's 20.5 in the future. This 1 year, you can front load money to student athletes to manipulate this 1 year of cap space. As long as it's paid out by June 30th, before everything goes into effect July 1st, you can manipulate the cap. So that's some of the things you're seeing right now is people getting ahead of this, manipulating the cap, using this to their advantage. Call it gamesmanship of what we're trying to get accomplished, whatever you want to call it. But that's what you're seeing in some of these salaries and some of these projections of what teams are spending. You really don't know how truth. Don't believe everything you read on the internet, but you do know that that is going on. And but when the House case settles in the future, I am a firm believer that it will bring some stabilization to our sport.
I'll get right back to chatting with AD Alford, but if you are feeling tired, sluggish, or just off, I've told you a couple of times, check out my friends over at Emerald Medical. Low testosterone could be the culprit here. At Emerald Medical, they will help you reclaim your energy with hormone replacement therapy. You can use code DFNS on their website at emeraldhrt.com. We'll link it in the description to get a free consultation and save money on your journey to feeling like the real you again. Their owner, Chris, is a huge Florida State fan, just like you and I are. Emerald Medical will offer personalized care that you can trust. Again, emeraldhrt.com, no strings attached, just a free consultation. I am a user myself. Remember the code DFNS to schedule your free consultation now. Is there a when people talk about the cap, is there kind of a hard and soft cap? Like, is there a right number between house settlement money that'll come through the athletic program's revenue and then outside money from whether it be collectives or brand deals? Is there kind of sort of a total cap that you envision football teams being at or around?
Well, I think it's going to be, yeah. Well, I don't think I know it's going to be a true NIL. Having this experience in the NFL and my many years there, and working a similar type arrangement where you have true NIL deals. If we had an athlete when I was with the Dallas Cowboys, we would have to go through a similar process and make sure that we got the range of compensation measured by several firms before we could do a true NIL deal. I had an athlete, this Jason Witten, who did Albertsons, Tony Romo's starter deal. You remember those deals back in the day. But those would come back, and then we would get audited, just like we're all going to get audited by the same auditor to come in and make sure that we're not discounting those benefits, those media benefits, in order to pay more money to the athlete.
Yeah.
So just like in the NFL, we would get audited to make sure that we weren't discounting those benefits in those corporate sponsorship agreements to manipulate the cap. And you get so I do anticipate that, just like we had in the NFL. I think we're ahead of it because fortunate because I do have experience in the NFL and I see ways that we're going to have to behave in the future. And so we're prepared for it. And I do believe that it once again will bring some stabilization, but it's going to be hard. Dealing with Deloitte and talking to them, I would say 98% of the deals that have been done in collegiate athletics are probably worth less than $10,000 when you do a true range of compensation. But those opportunities will exist for people. If you, a Livy Dunn, if you're able to go out and develop your brand and require or that kind of exposure to a brand and be able to bring that to someone, there will be deals out there available for student athletes, and that's what I'm really excited about.